So now let's look at what exactly is perspective. How is it done mechanically? Well, for one thing, you start off with creating the horizon. So I'm going to create a long straight line right across here, like so, which is going to be my horizon line. There it is. Now, even though the Earth is curved, the horizon line is always depicted as a straight line like that. Now, we can play around with this horizon. Right now we have it pretty much centered in there. If I put my horizon line below our eye view down here, you'll get what's called a bird's eye view. The perspective will make it look like everything's way down below you. If you put the horizon line above your eye level, you'll get what's called an ant's eye view. Everything will look really humongous around you and exaggerate the size of things. But we're going to put it at normal level, just slightly higher than center. So now, I'm going to have a box. Looking at the corner of that box, and that box is going to be like right here, and it's going to end about there. So there's my line or the front edge of the box. Now, before I draw the sides, I want to go in there and figure out the perspective. I could go ahead and finish it. Let's just go in there and create this shape right there like that. And I'll draw the other side. Here's the other side of the box, which is connected right over to there. And sometimes it's good to overlap it a little bit. So we'll just do this and come over here and then connect that. And we'll kind of straighten that out a little bit. Just like that. What we'll do is we'll take this one and bring it into front. So we'll just put it in front there. So there's our box. But the perspective isn't exact based on our horizon line. So we're going to have to go in there and figure out what that perspective is. So we first establish our vanishing points on the horizon where we want those to be. I'm going to start out here somewhere. I'm going to just click. Then the second click is going to be on the horizon where I want the vanishing point to be, which is going to be right there. And then I'm going to come down here and just click another one. Let's give this no fill so we just have the lines themselves. And I'm going to make sure that that point is right on the horizon itself. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I'm just going to click here, come down and establish the point on the horizon right about there, and come over here and create another line. Now, these two sets of lines I just created are not part of my artwork. These are going to be guides. These are my vanishing lines, as they're called. So let's just select both of those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change their color from a black to a red so we'll be able to tell the difference between them. So now what I'm going to do is establish the perspective on this side by grabbing this handle up here and putting it right at the corner of my box. I'm going to grab this bottom one and put it right at the bottom corner right there. I'm going to likewise take these two and put them at the exact same spot, there and there. So they're just overlapping right in that area there. So now I have guides for where my perspective should be. So I'm going to grab this point right here of my box and I'm going to drag it down to match that angle. I'll grab this one and drag it up to match that angle. Bring this one down and this one over. Now, had I put these guys in separate layers, I could do that right now. I'm going to take my two vanishing lines and I'm going to cut them and I'm going to create a new layer in which I'm going to say paste in front right there. I'm going to put it in back and these are going to be my vanishing lines. That way it makes it really easy to turn them off when I don't want to look at them. And there we see that we have the perspective for this particular box sitting in this scenario. So I'll tell you what we're going to do now is we're going to take this box and give it a little neighbor. A little guy down here. Here's another little box that we're going to paint right here. I will put it on top of this one. I'm going to draw a little box. Here's the front and here's this side. And then we'll do this side. Now, because this box is below, we should also see the top. So I'm going to go in here and create the top for this little box. I'm just going to give myself a big overlap here and make sure it's pasted in back. Now, this box isn't quite following the perspective here, so bring up our vanishing lines. Let's see them again. And now we're going to match those corners. So I'm going to come in here and say, match that, which is fairly close already, and grab this guy and bring him in. That was pretty accurate because I was kind of visualizing this box when I did it. I'm going to grab this guy and put it over here. And we grab this guy and put him right there. Now that we have our guys, we can then move this over Bring it down just a tad till it matches there. This side looks pretty good. Now comes the top. So let's just get this guy and put it there. This side we know is okay. And we grab this guy and put it there. So we know we have to move this little handle right here so that it matches those two lines like this. And now when we get rid of our vanishing lines, we see that we have the two little boxes sitting in the exact same space. And they're following the proper perspective, so it looks like they are in fact in 3D. And you can see that this line is shorter than the one closer to us. In both cases, all the same. And there you see how we have established perspective by creating a horizon and vanishing lines that meet on that horizon, what's called a vanishing point. And those vanishing lines are used as guides that are not part of the art. They're just guides to tell us what the shape the boxes should be.